Okay, since I'm sitting here, I'm just going to go ahead and tell the story. I'm sitting in my bathroom, by the way, because I was doing my hair when I was taping a video about my health while I was straightening my hair. Don't be looking at my bed behind me. I got to change the linens. Anyway, let me go ahead and tell y'all the DTF drama. So y'all know that we ordered it. We had decided we didn't want it. I wanted to he wanted to hit the cancel button because the label was made, but it was not shipped. So I called to see if I could get it not shipped, but it was too late. So they said, Amazon said, when it ships, when it gets there, no problem, you can return it. Just don't open it, no problem. Okay, gets here about 10 days later, don't open it. It's in a big crate. As y'all know, they come in crates. And so as it got delivered, I called Amazon back and said, okay, it was delivered. Can I get the label to return it? And they said they had to reach out to the third-party seller, that they had to send me the label. And so they reached out to them rather than the company is supposed to deal with Amazon. They called us, and they called my husband's phone, and they were very rude to my husband and told him that why you wanting to return it, first of all. And he said, because we thought it was bigger than it is, because I didn't notice till I was doing a lot of research on it that it only prints an 8-inch transfer. Guys, that's a child shirt. A child shirt. Who would even buy that? That's just stupid. It's a small child shirt. Anyway, so they were arguing, and he said, he needed a bigger one. Well, meanwhile, since, this has been like, I don't know, 10, 12, no, probably about 15 days or so since we had ordered it, because it was about 4 or 5 days before it shipped, and then it took about 10 days to get here. So they had put up some new, more bigger machines. So they were like, well, if you want a bigger one, then you pay us, we send you another one. He's like, no, not until you take this one back. I'm not buying another one. And they were like, no, you can buy another one from us. And we're like, no, not until you give us our money back for this one, right? And so it went round and round, and it was getting nowhere, because I guess a gentleman was speaking to her in their language in the background. And of course, my husband couldn't understand them. And so it just went on and on. And so the lady was getting louder and louder. So my husband had walked outside, because I was sitting on the back porch with the dogs. And so she was talking so loud, I could hear her through the phone. And I was just like, oh, wow, So I jumped up and ran in the house to grab my phone, so I was going to record the conversation, because she was getting nasty. And so by the time I got my phone and stuff, I come back, and my husband had hung up on her, because she was saying how it didn't matter if we sent the machine back or not. First, she wasn't going to pay for shipping, we had to. And then she was also going to pretend we ruined it, so we didn't get our money back. And so, it got really nasty fast. And my husband was like, what do you mean we never even opened the box? She said, well, we'll say you did. So anyway, after we got out he got out the phone, and we called Amazon. So we put Amazon on speakerphone, and I recorded this conversation, because I want, what's going on? And so we were on speakerphone so we could both speak as I was telling what I heard, that I heard too. And so the lady looks at the website, because if you do look at the website, you can see what they're advertising that you could make with this printer. You cannot possibly make with that printer. That was probably a 14 or 15-inch transfer that was in those shirts, or, on the shirts. And they had those, what are they? What size are they? I don't know if they're 15 or 8-inch. The pillows. Y'all know what I mean? The pillowcases, the square pillowcases and stuff. And they had big tote bags, and I'm talking the big tote bags, not the small ones. So these had to be like 13, 14, 15-inch transfers on this stuff that they had pictured. Now, keep in mind, they had put up new products, but the one we bought, when you clicked it, still showed all those products. Now, was it my fault I did not read the fine print? Yes, it was. That's beside the point, because Amazon backs the products. So you can send it back if you didn't open, an electronic thing. If you didn't open it, you can send it back. So, we're talking to the Amazon lady, and she's like, "They called y'all?" We're like, "Yeah." Well, apparently that's against the rules. So then, we're telling her what they're saying, and they're like, "Oh no. Well, one, they're not supposed to contact you, and two, that's not how it works." So we're like, so what's going to happen? So she says, well, she looks at the website. I said, can you see when they posted the new DTF printers? And she said, yes. And I said, so it was after we bought the other one, right? Because I'm confirming that I know that those other ones were not there. We didn't just accidentally buy the wrong size, that they weren't there. See my little fella, please pray for him. Hope the doctor, I emailed it to the doctor. I'm waiting to hear back. So anyway, so we're like, what do we do about this? And so she said they emailed them back too, saying they refused to pay for the shipping for us to return it. Now on that page, it states free returns. They refused to take it back. Well, we couldn't send it to Amazon because, while most companies, it goes to the warehouse and Amazon sends it to us, this came from the company themselves. So they said that they had to have a U.S. address for us to send it back to a U.S. place. So anyway, they said they sent them a message and said they refused to pay for the shipping for us to send it back. So Amazon said, okay, so this is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to take pictures of the box and video of the box, putting it, and putting it in the car, bringing it to a shipping facility, which would have been UPS for us. We would have brought it in there. They wanted us to take a picture of, the people messing with it, and then it going behind the counter. And then they wanted us to send them, Amazon wanted us to email them the receipt, the how much we paid for the shipping, to send it back. And all the pictures that the box was not opened. Okay, so let me tell y'all, this box, first and foremost, had black zip ties through the hooks of the handles, the clip, those metal clip things that flip over, had zip ties through those. And at the end of the day, they could have said we took those off and put some new ones on. I mean, you don't know. I mean, they could say anything. They already admitted they were going to lie to us, and we were not going to get our money back. Okay? So we said again to Amazon, look, it doesn't even matter if we do that. They said they're going to lie and say we destroyed it. Whether or not we opened it, they're going to say we did. So, God, I wish I would have recorded the phone call from these people, but I didn't know my husband. I was outside, he was inside. And so Then the lady is admitting that their website is false advertising because it says one thing, then it shows pictures of something completely different. And then on top of that, they're not supposed to contact us, and they certainly aren't supposed to threaten us. And so she said she was going to open an investigation and have these people taking off their, Amazon's website. And how does that help me? Okay. So I think I figured out that I paid like $1,810 or something for this printer. It was on a flash sale or whatnot. So anyway, that should have been my big warning right there, I guess, huh? So anyway, I said, I don't trust that process of sticking of this is terrible. What? Look at that bruise. I'm in such a mess. My arm won't quit bleeding. What a mess over here from all this medicine. So I just didn't feel comfortable with that. I asked him, is there not any way we can go around this to deal with Amazon, not the company? And why did Amazon not have our back? Meaning, why was Amazon not taking responsibility that they had these liars on their webpage, right? They are the ones who admitted that they had posted false advertising. So why is Amazon not taking responsibility for their own thing, right? And so she says, well, when you send us the pictures and the receipt for how much I paid it to go back, listen, guys, that would have had to cost $300 or $400 for us to ship that back. It is a huge, heavy. I think they said it weighs 110 pounds. Yeah, I couldn't drag it even, which I am weak, but I couldn't even drag it. And I can drag pretty much anything for the most part on a good day. And so, anyway, why would we send this back? Why would we send this back when there is no guarantee we're getting our money back? Because I asked Amazon, so when they don't pay us back, are you going to pay us back? Or are you going to at least give us a $1,800 credit to buy Amazon stuff? And she said she didn't know what they would do because they have to open the investigation, look at the pictures, see what the people said when they got it back. Well, we already know what they're going to say when they got it back because they told us what they were going to say when we got it back. So at the end of the day, my husband and I discussed it and decided we're going to lose our money either way. We might as well have a stupid DTF that we can play with to just see if it works at all because we're screwed. I mean, they've already screwed us regardless. Because Amazon's not even backing up their own rule. Now, if you go to this website and you read the company's return policy and the Amazon had your back return policy, they both state you got free returns to return this. Free returns has always meant with Amazon means we don't get charged unless we take it to a different drop-off place that they don't work with, or very seldom things, but it's laid out in the rules, right? So you're both admitting there's no guarantee we're getting our money back. So why would we even attempt to send it back? Because again, Amazon has accidentally, I think, probably taken back things that people have said they never opened, haven't put a used, old, let's just say, my husband's bought like computer stuff, like computer parts that has came and he opens the box and takes it out, and it'll be an old raggedy used one. Someone pretended that was brand new and shipped it back to Amazon, and then Amazon thought it was new and sent it to us. That happened on the same part 4 straight times in a row. So you can't trust any of this situation, because how can you prove that we didn't open that? Even if we take pictures and anything else, we could technically, you could put a zip tie on it and say I never opened it, but you did. I didn't trust it. I just didn't trust it. So like I said, we just decided just to eat the cost, because either way, then we would have been out with the machine and we would have been out the money. So that's what would have happened to us. We learned our lesson, because we had a similar situation happen with the cell phone. I can't remember what company we used, but they sent me the wrong cell phone when we traded them in. And we had called and we sent it back. Somebody put the notes in wrong, and they claimed the phone got broke on the way back. So that was our fault, because we didn't take a video of it before we put it in the box. And they took that money, they took the $2,500 out of our checking account. And we had to fight with them about it, because I said, well, if you took the phone back for a cracked screen, then I want the phone back. Oh, we don't know what happened to the phone. So you got the phone and my money. No, that's not fair. So then, of course, I said, I'll get a lawyer, because this is not fair. And that's stealing, right? Because how do you keep it and take the money? So then I also had the tracking number, so because I track everything. So I tracked the phone back, and I called FedEx to find out that they filed a claim also for the $2,500, which is fraud. So then I called them back and said, hey, guess what? Y'all committing fraud, because you took the money from me and now you're trying to file a claim on this same flipping phone. They gave me back my money. So I don't trust anybody when it comes to just taking a video. So yeah, so that was what happened with the DTF. So first and foremost, I had not bought anything from Amazon for like a month, nothing, because I'm scared to use them. Don't trust them anymore, because they're not even back on their own rules. And then on top of that, I did finally, I needed something really bad. And I needed some A-sub paper, a 13 by 19 size, and I needed, what was it? Something else that you're paying way less to get on Amazon. I said, for the love of God, I hate giving them money again. But I went ahead and ordered, sticker paper with a 13 by 19. So I did go ahead and order those, but I'm really going to start trying to look back on eBay and trying to find other resources, because I really don't want to give Amazon my money anymore, because I feel like they did us wrong too, because you're under the assumption that if you buy it off Amazon, that Amazon has your back, and they don't. And I learned a huge lesson from this. To be honest, because how can you investigate something that you never see physically with your eyes? So how are you going to say, if I say it wasn't open and they say we opened it and put the thing? Oh, and here's another thing about the printer that I didn't tell you about. I told y'all it took about 10 days for the printer to get here after it shipping label was made. Okay, so then about 6 or 7 more days later, another box shows up, about like this, and I was like, I didn't order anything. I didn't know what this box was, so I opened it up, and it was the ink for the DTF printer. I just had assumed that the ink was in that big crate because it was a big, huge, it's a pretty good sized crate. And so I thought it was in the crate. It was not. So here's another problem. The ink didn't have a tracking number. Okay. On Amazon, it didn't have a tracking number. Okay. So how? So then, if the DTF printer went back and the box was separate without its own tracking number from off the on the website that where you track our packages and things that were delivered. So let's just say I sent that printer back. First of all, before the ink came, because it could. This was happening before the ink came. It was like 7 more days before the ink came. So that thing could have already been on the way back. Well, then they would have said I stole the ink because they didn't know the ink wasn't in the box. Because it was no way for me to know the ink wasn't in the box. So, oh, it's so tight. So, what in the world? Then they would have tried to charge me and said I stole their ink, right? So this is a no-win situation for me, Say nope, nope. I will never buy from a third-party seller on Amazon again. Even if I buy from Amazon, I will never buy from a third-party seller. And like I said, if I can find it elsewhere, now Michael's has a marketplace. If y'all don't know that, Walmart has a marketplace. Again, if you don't know, let's see. Y'all know big companies like, now listen, my favorite paper for sublimation is A-Sub. Whew, I love me some A-Sub. And I don't know, I would assume it's on eBay, but I don't know. Everything else I can get elsewhere, obviously. I probably can get that at Office Depot or Office Max, whatever it's called now, and Staples and stuff like that. Because I would just rather pay more. Plus, first and foremost, you don't get 2-day shipping anymore, and the daggone price went up. So, are you really losing? Probably not. Oh, funny thing was, when we signed up for our business account, when we signed up for the business account, you're supposed to be getting lower prices. Well, the other day, I got a ding on my cell phone, which my cell phone has my private account on it. They're kind of linked, but not linked. So my private in Victoria is on here. Crafty Tales, Tumblr Tales is on the on my business thing. So I got a ding and I looked on it, and here it was, my A-Sub paper for $4 cheaper to buy as a regular consumer versus a business person, a business account. So they're not even giving you the discount, they're percent of their givings. So that just kind of pushed me like one more screw you from Amazon. So yeah, I'm kind of over them and the situation. I hope that never happens to you. But listen, guys, if y'all have to buy, quit sending me messages. It's an automated system, keeps reminding me my doctor's appointment in 2 weeks. So anyway, if you y'all look and see, and even the woman from Amazon admitted to me to not buy from third party sellers. She works for Amazon and tells me that. Do you know how to find that it's in third party and I wouldn't buy there if I was you. You're warning me not to buy that? That's crazy. Anyway, that's the DTF drama. So, we did open the crate last night, by the way. Last night, the night before, we opened it. I think I started a video of doing it. If I can figure out how to use the CapCut, I'm going to work on that while they're doing the roof and stuff because it'll be noisy and I can't do videos anyway. Then maybe I can piece it in and show y'all. I opened it up, or we didn't get to like really take it out of the crate because we had the house boxed up for the floors and all the stuff to be done. So when I open it again, I will videotape it, show everybody, show you the process. But we opened it just enough to look at it, and we're like, "Wow, that's small. That's small." We didn't get the whole thing out, obviously, because we didn't know if we could get it back in the box. We can't, we don't want to lose anything right now because of, things are all packed up. I got so much to do. I have to take everything out of my closet. Oh my God, you can't see. There's a door right here, and that's my big walk-in closet. It's so full. Guys, I can't believe I'm going to tell y'all this, but I have 7 suitcases full of clothes in there. Suitcases from hospital stays. Oh my God, I can't believe I've got to get all them put up. Because what was happening when I was having all the surgeries back to back to back, was I was trying to come home sometimes, and then I didn't remember what I'd left at my friend's. I didn't know what I brought home to switch out because like the weather and all the things were changing, or depending on what surgery I needed would determine how big or little what kind of clothes I needed to wear. And so I would just grab another suitcase and grab other stuff and just kind of switch stuff out. Oh my God. And if y'all don't know this, but I'll tell y'all this stuff if y'all listen to my health journey. But um, I'm allergic to like washing powders and soaps and shampoos and like all this. I'm allergic to all kinds of stuff like that. So I have to bring my own laundry soap. I have to bring my own towels, washcloths, sheets, blankets. Like I have to bring all my own stuff everywhere I go. And so I probably brought home my dirty towels and stuff, and probably just threw some new ones in another suitcase, which is probably how there's probably towels and suitcases over here. I don't know. So that's kind of another thing that's probably happened with how I ended up with like 7 suitcases with stuff in it. They're just all stacked up in there. Um, and I did like leave my shampoo and things like that at my friend's house, but yeah, that's I probably brought home towels and stuff and brought back more, and then because I have the coloscopy that busts a lot, especially in the middle of the night. I have these big, huge beach towels that I fold up and make sure also that I have the bed covering that what's it called, like waterproof thing, so in case an accident happens, it doesn't ruin my mattress and stuff. So I have to bring all that kind of stuff extra with me, and so it's a lot, so much, y'all. Um, and then y'all know I was recently in the hospital, so there was another suitcase because I didn't know it was going to be stuck there, so my husband had to come home and pack another suitcase because I had to have my own stuff, and so it's just so hard. Um, didn't mean to get into that. Sorry, that was. Um, I'm trying not to bore y'all with my health stuff if y'all don't want to hear my health stuff. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you watched all the way through, let me know if y'all want to hear um, see the remodel stuff. And I hope y'all have a great week. I don't think I might play a little bit with my phone press some because it's not very big and to be in the way. Oh, I finally got my siser Juliet fixed. Thank gosh. I won't believe what happened though. It was like it was a setting that was wrong that it took tech support a long time to figure out. I mean, we had to go through some serious hoops for like 30 days before they figured it out. Every day we were emailing for like 30 days. And anyway, funny thing was, I finally begged for a phone call versus emailing because it was one email a day was all she was able to email me. They have one tech support. What the heck? And so she had she set up an appointment, and the doggone white guy was here and had turned the freaking power off to my printers. So when she got the printer thing to finally come up on the screen, because the printers wouldn't show. And so after she finally figured out what it was and we got it going, she said, "Can you print a page and put it in the machine?" The printers had no power, so I couldn't. So I was like, "You got to be kidding." I finally get a phone conversation instead of an email, and now I can't print. I was so mad. So when and he wasn't here for me to ask him, like, can I turn it on? And I wanted to move the printer to like a plug-in, but my husband has them all nice and neat and wrapped up and zip tied and all the things, so the cords aren't everywhere and they're very organized. So I couldn't move the printer. So I just told her, so I guess I'll have to email you back if there's a problem. So then I got it to print, but then I couldn't get it to cut. It wouldn't go to the cutter. So finally, I emailed her again, and I said that she was like, "Oh, so that's an easy fix. What happens is you put it in the cutter, and then you push the button that says that won't show up until you put it in the machine." So it's different than Cricut. And so I was like, "Oh, thank God that was an easy fix." So it printed my stickers like a charm, guys. So finally, all was well with all my crazy. Um, I just think they are just making electronics terrible today, aren't they? I mean, like I said, we went out looking at these appliances, and it's just crazy. 2000, the refrigerator was like regular, like $3,800, and it was on sale for like $21.99 or something that we wanted because we really wanted this fancy one, and and then it had like 3 stars. What? So appliances are just not what they used to be, are they? Just sad. I remember when my grandma had a washer that was 21 years old before it died, and she used that thing to death. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Oh my God, I've rattled for 30 minutes. And if you want to see anything as usual, me crafting anything particular, let me know. I'm about to start. Yeah, go ahead and laugh because this takes a while. I'm about to start my Christmas ornaments because they do take me some time, and because they're processed and you have to keep letting them dry and stuff. So I'm gonna start working on them. And I think I might do it Etsy because I think those are so good, like on Etsy, and then a couple of other things that I want to do. I might do that because you're already going to get a little more foot traffic for homemade items on there, and so we'll go from there and see what happens. But anyway, I'll show a video of that if you guys want to know how I do it. I have a great day, great week. Hope if you're working that you don't encounter any crazies. And just be safe. Just be safe and enjoy life because you never know what could happen, and make the best of whatever it is you like to do. I'll talk to you soon.